Hello, this is Rich and welcome to lesson 4 for the Scratch for Arduino class. Now let's go ahead and plug in your Arduino board, and you'll see right here we've got this plugged in, and so it'll look like that. You'll notice when you have it plugged in and then you launch Scratch for Arduino, which I have right here, you'll see I start to get these numbers in this Arduino, and it'll show me port and then some letters and numbers, and that'll probably be different for everybody. And then we've got kind of my analog little pins here that are showing that it is connected. And so when you see that, if it says searching for board, then you're not connected. You'll have to go ahead and shut it down and make sure your Arduino, the original Arduino software that you used to load up the firmware onto the board isn't still running. So we want to do a little LED light, and I know that this is now connected and running because I see my numbers right here. So let's kind of walk through this process of creating a little LED light. So with that, all we'll need is your little LED. If you have the kit, if you bought the kit, or if you bought your LEDs and boards separate, then you'll have that. All one needs the LED in the board. Your LED will kind of look like this. You'll notice on the LED, you'll have two little pins hanging off of it, a long one and a short one. I'll kind of draw it back here so you can see it a little better. So that's my LED. We've got a short one and a long one. See how we've got kind of a longer one and a short one. So this long one will go into your pin 13, and this one's going to go into ground, and I'll show you that on your board, kind of how that looks. Here's your board. Here's your little board. And the text is backwards because of this camera, but you can kind of see that. I'm going to plug this in here to show you what this looks like. Remember, I'm plugging the long end here into my 13 pin and that one into the ground pin, and it should just snap right into your board. Hold this up like this as I do it. Here we go, 13 and round, and so we're just going to plug in just like that. It looks something like that, right? So let's do this. You'll notice, let's come back over here to Scratch. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this pin 13 because we plugged it into the 13 pin, and you'll see plug it into our little 13 pin and ground. I'm just going to click on. See how it's on now? Now if I double click off, turn it off. Now we're going to have this thing flash. That's going to be our first little project. So I'm going to walk us through kind of the blocks to make this little guy flash. And let's just have it flash 10 times. So we'll go here, and we'll go to repeat 10 times. Then let's go ahead and start off with a wait. Let's turn it on. And then let's wait again. And then let's turn it off. So you see something really simple here. I'm going to double click this, click my green flag, and then kind of hold this up and show you what this does. See, it's running. You see it flashing there. Doing that 10 times. Now we could do something real fancy here. Have it only wait 0.2 seconds and blink real fast. And let's do that 20 times. So I actually have a chance to, oops, I think I unplugged my board here. Okay, your board comes unplugged. You just restart Scratch for Arduino and plug your board back in, and you'll be good to go. So let's start this. This will blink a lot faster. It's 0.2 seconds this time. So let's start it. See how fast it's blinking now. Let me start it again. You kind of missed some of that. There we go. See how fast it's blinking. So that's this project. This is what it'll look like. Now, the next project we're going to interact with our Arduino and sprites. So you can do that since this is Scratch. You can also interact with your sprites. your little sprite, and we'll just do something simple with the board. We might do something a little more complicated too, but that's your first project. And if you didn't get it working, go ahead and email me, rich.white@greenbush.org. But I have a feeling for those that are pretty good with Scratch, you got this going.